afternoon. I stand here today with 11 members of the Nassau County Legislature Majority Caucus and local 290 Carpenters Union members led by Tony McEnone and Dick O'Kane of the Nassau Suffolk Builders Trade. We, the Nassau County legislators, were elected to do one job, and that was, and still is, to serve the residents of Nassau County. Right now, our colleagues in the minority are refusing to fund the Nassau Capital Plan for purely political purposes. To some, headlines and political points, the Democratic legislators are putting public safety at risk. Standing behind me are some of the hardest working men and women in Nassau County. They are ready to work. Yes? Okay. Are you really ready to go to work? I believe the answer is yes. These are Nassau County residents ready to work on vital projects here in Nassau County. The only thing holding them back are political stunts from the Democratic majority. I've never been so harsh in criticizing my colleagues, but it's about time that they stand up and do what they were elected to do. The jobs, the projects at risk are very vital. They are our roads. They are our sewers. And by the way, environmentalists were also concerned and were hoping to join with us here today. They are our traffic systems. These are things that when they aren't there or when they aren't operating at full efficiency, they hurt. You know something is wrong. Some of the projects being held up because of the lack of funding. Building sewers in Seaport. Rebuilding Centennial Park in Roosevelt. Road projects in Roslyn, Baldwin, Great Neck, Uniondale, the 5 towns, Barnum Island, Bay Park, East Rockaway. For the Nassau County Police Department, license plate readers and bulletproof vests. Nassau Data Center Fire Suppression System. Countywide traffic signal maintenance and upgrades. And ADA grants, which are well needed throughout Nassau County. Today we call on the Democrats to approve the bonding to fund the capital plan. And it is a tall order, but when it comes to the health and safety of our residents, that tall order needs to be stepped up to. And we hope that they will consider the bonding that is needed to bring the capital plan of 215 and 216 into fruition. And that not only helps the residents of Nassau County, but our workers. We need to create these jobs so that we keep our workers working. And that's where we are today. Stonewalling on the part of the minority of the capital plan that they approved in order to force creation of a new position of an Inspector General to oversee the county contractors the process. Most of the reforms that the minority believes we need have already been put into place. Nassau's contractor system is by far the most transparent in the state, never mind in the county, but in the state of New York. Each contract goes through a 10-step process before being voted upon. This isn't about the contracting process. It's about the Democrats trying to bring the county to to a grinding halt. We must repair our roads and keep Nassau safe, not risk lives and property on a political stunt. We need to pass the bonding for the capital plan. Pass it now. Today is an opportunity for us to do it and do it well. And before I turn the mic over to my colleagues in the legislature, I'm going to ask Richard O'Kane to say a few words.
Yes, good afternoon. I'm delighted to be here in support of the budget. I represent the Nassau Suffolk Queens area, where we have 59,000 members and tens of thousands live right here. There isn't one of them that can afford to be out of work because something's being held up. I ask everybody here to support this budget. There's 14 of them on the list that I have, and some of them, the Seacliff Sewers, bulletproof vests for cops. I can't believe that, we'll have to beg to get a vest out of a budget for our police officers. On the way in here today, I listened to the radio. A policeman was shot and killed in his car in New Jersey. I hope he had a bulletproof, vest on somebody doesn't go to sleep tonight wearing, why didn't he have a vest? And I don't want to wake up one day and find out that, or tomorrow or next week or whatever, that one of our valued assets, our police department, had a problem with a shooter because he didn't have a vest. And ADA ramps, there's a lot of things wrong around here that need fixing. And we don't want to put our older people, anybody that's handicapped, in jeopardy. So I would respectfully ask you to look at this and to get together. There's common ground, and when you try and when you push it, you'll get it. So please bear in mind this budget is extremely important, and we need to have it. Once again, you have thousands and thousands of my members that work hard, highly skilled, trained to get the best of the best, and they can't afford to be out of work for any period of time. Thank you.
And now, Deputy Presiding Officer Richard O'Kane.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. What the minority Democrats are doing here is exactly the same as what goes on in Washington, where political officials, for whatever the reasons that they claim, will shut down the government rather than proceed with the people's business. This is a dispute over whether we should have an Inspector General or an investigator, Department of Investigation, which we already have. Now we can discuss this, we can go through the legislative process, which is the way it's supposed to be done, do the people's business. But that's not what the Democratic minority is telling us to do. They're saying, unless you do what we want, the police are not going to get vests. Unless you do what we want, we're not going to pave the streets. Unless you do what we want, we're not going to fix the bridges. Unless you do what we want, we're not going to repair the sewers. So this type of behavior, this holding up as hostage the business of the county, the residents of the county, is just unacceptable. As I said before, it's a dispute or a discussion that has to go forward in a legislative process, and it will go forward. But to stop the funding is just not acceptable. And I call upon my colleagues to do the people's business and put this up for a vote and approve the funding for our capital plan. Thank you.
It really is, without a doubt, a very difficult task for me to stand here and ask my colleagues in the minority to do the right thing. Because I know, deep down in their hearts, that they know what the right thing is, and it's not holding projects that impact on health and safety at bay. I would ask again, once more, of my colleagues today, we have a legislative meeting. It will be an opportunity for us to bring the bond ordinance to fund these capital projects to the floor. It's up to them if we do it. We're ready to do it. Hopefully, they are as well. So without any further ado, and I will ask if any other union member here who wishes to speak. I believe Mr. McEnroe was planning on coming here today, but unfortunately he was involved in another situation that he needed to address, and it took place at the same time as today's press conference. So I thank you all for coming, and have a good day.
Can you ask questions? Yeah. Norma, real quick. So if you're saying the Democrats are stonewalling you guys from doing this because they want an inspector general, what's the problem with having an inspector general?
I will address that. Okay, but I'll address it off camera, or if you want to bring the camera inside, but I will address it, because I'll tell you right now, we have a Commissioner of Investigations, as per the Charter of Nassau County, and leave it at that, who has the subpoena power that the Inspector General that they're calling for, and has the same powers and responsibilities of an Inspector General. That's it. So there's no reason. We have layers upon layers upon layers in vetting our contract system. Thank you very much.